33-16 to the All Blacks. So yeah, tough one for the Boks, going down 5-1. Yeah, not what I expected, not what many of us Boks fans expected, but it happened. And yeah, it's just going to have to build up from there. But welcome back to the channel. Nick watches rugby. Let's engage. So thanks for joining. Yeah, I've had a night to sleep over the game last night. Wasn't in the best of moods, I must say. I was very, very disappointed. But first of all, just to say congrats to the Kiwis. Yeah, I've had some comments of encouragement and all of that, but to all the Kiwis out there, congrats. Your team was, they deserved to win. Very clinical, and yeah, quite a polished performance actually, and just the way that you guys absorbed the pressure and managed to keep us out. We were in the 22, the Boks were in the 22, the red zone a lot, and I think that's one of the things that'll be stinging quite hard, is that we got into the areas and we just didn't convert into points. And I think when we had those penalties, those penalties from the scrum on the 55th minute, around that mark, when we had those consecutive penalties in the scrum, and then they turned that one scrum around with Gerard Steenekamp getting the penalty against him. That kind of shifted the momentum. But yeah, just a great fight and great spirit and great heart shown from the Kiwis. So yeah, it's really set up the tone for the greatest rivalry quite nicely, because now the Springboks' backs are against the wall, and we've got to, now if we want to win, we have to win all 3 games in a row. And like Rassie said, we've been here before. It happened against the Lions. We've been in these kind of places before. And yeah, it just didn't click, did it? I was worried with, I made a video before the game, before the team was even announced, that we need our battle-hardened Boks. Because after the Australia game, we could see that some of the players coming back were rusty, and it just wasn't clicking. I mean, not the Argentina game. And when we saw that game, it was rusty. We won that game, but it wasn't a polished performance, and it was a bit worrying. From a Springbok sense, that it just didn't click. It looked disconnected, and I've been worried about the synergy within the team, and that's why I made that video, because you need some harmony within the team as well on the field. And yeah, we saw it was a bit rusty. Sasha didn't have the best game. The scrum was dominant, and that's what we expected, but we couldn't convert that into points. And yeah, just some basic errors. Just basic errors, and that it just wasn't what we were expecting. It wasn't a clinical performance. And yeah, Boks are backs against the wall a little bit. But yeah, that's what I said in that video. I do think that we will see a few key personnel changes now. Looking forward to Cape Town. So I'll probably do a video on that, on who I will predict the team. But yeah, my after-match thoughts here, after this, taking a day to sleep over it. I haven't watched the game again, so it's really quite raw. But yeah, I think Kiwis were clinical. Will Jordan, couple of tries. Tupovai hanging out on the wing. He's nearly 2 meters tall. Causing him being a menace over there. And Fabian Holland, he also had that try. So it's just a couple of standout performances. We saw nice chemistry in the back line with the Kiwis, with actually Will Jordan there, and then D-Mac at fullback. It just looks like they've got things are clicking for them in between the forwards and the backs as well. So they're getting those passes off and really pretty clinical as well. Cam Roygaard and Ruben Love, geez, looking pretty good, and nice bullet passes from Cam Roygaard as well. So it's exciting times for the Kiwis. Now we look forward to Cape Town. We'll see what team they pick. The squads are going to have to rotate as well. We got 4 games on the trot, so it's going to be very brutal. So we'll see how they rotate their squad. I think from a Springbok sense, yes, it's disappointing. I've read a lot of the comments, and I think the fans are disappointed. We didn't expect them to kind of fall down that way, and a lot of the basic things just not quite clicking. So they've got to work on the synergy within the team. We look at the Nations Championship. We had good performances there. and things were clicking. So yeah, I think we're going to see some changes in the team, but yeah, it's also, you know, sometimes when this happens, and I said this, we don't want to be caught with our pants down. I said that in that video that I made last week. We don't want to be caught with our pants down at Ellis Park, and that's kind of what happened. I expected the bomb squad to come in and have an impact after we ground them in the scrum like we did, and that didn't really happen. Actually, the Kiwis got galvanized in the last quarter of the game, and that's really credit to them. We did have those 2 yellow cards, which kind of set us back, and that, I mean, you knew then that it was all over, really. So yeah, it was a lot of pressure put on the Boks, and that was the result of what the Kiwis did. But then you can't really forgive a lot of the basic errors and the mistakes. So not up to standard for a world champion team. So we'll take the loss. You know, our 12 win streak is now gone, and we start again. But we still, you know, we know what we can do, and it just didn't come together. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. I was disappointed, but now I'm just looking forward to Cape Town. It's set things up nicely now. We've got to go, the Springboks have got to go and prove themselves. And the All Blacks are smelling blood now. So the Kiwis will be smelling blood. They know if they win one of these games, you know, that could be it. You know, if Cape Town is now becoming this really critical piece of the puzzle, then they're back to Joburg, and then they're in the USA here in Baltimore, where I'll be at that game. So yeah, so excited. I mean, it's good also bringing the Springboks down to earth, and the fans. I know a lot of the comments I've seen, you know, it's good to kind of bring all the fans back to earth as well. So we'll take that. We'll take the hit, but we'll move forward and look forward to my prediction video for the team. I'm going to give it a bit more thought, maybe another day. And I think, you know, with Cape Town in mind, I think there'll be a couple of key changes. Leadership was a thing. You know, we missed Siakalisi, and I kind of was thinking that Dion Fourie would have done well in that game at the second half, if he came off the bench. So yeah, but that's all in hindsight. It's easy to say those things, but yeah, you kind of felt without Sia there we were missing that chemistry as well. But yeah, we can't all just put it all on that. You know, there were leaders in the park there. We had Eben, you know, we had Peter Steptoe, we had you know, we had Jesse Creel in the back line. So, you know, we had leaders there, but yeah, it just didn't seem to come together second half. But anyway, from beautiful Fort Myers here in Florida, thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe. I'm on 50 subscribers now. I'm trying to get to 100 before the Baltimore game. And yeah, I love rugby. Nick watches rugby, all things rugby. But yeah, obviously as a Boks fan, I've got that little edge as well with the Boks. So yeah, I'll be doing more videos, and I hope you like the video. And please subscribe, and have a wonderful Sunday. God bless. Cheers.